future with our own hands. Underwater, new life will grow. Catfish breed and watch your passion flow.
Hello, wonderful people. It's my pleasure to have you in Fish YouTube channel. So today, what we have before us is another topic with the code FSH 002. So in the first one, we look at introductory part of fish farming, where you need to understand the basic things you need to know before you venture into fish farming. So if you are just watching this video and you have not watched that first one, I will encourage you to try everything you can. After watching this video, do your best to watch FSH 001. The purpose of using all these codes is to make it easier for our students to have access to this wonderful service that we are doing. So fish farming is very prolific. It's highly paying business. It's a business that when you put your money, you can get your money, you can achieve your dream, you can build your house, you can buy your car, you can do anything that you want to do. So it's a business that will not put you into trouble, but you need to understand the do's and don'ts of the business before you can venture into it. So once more, I will encourage you to try your best. Watch all the series of these videos, and also try to register for our training. You can equally pick up this training manual, because most of what I'm teaching is from this book. So today we are going to be looking at fish pond and types of fish pond. So we actually have the fish pond. Fish pond is just the way you have a house where you lay your head, you have an office where you run your things. Fish pond is the dwelling place of fish. So anything that can hold water can actually accommodate fish. So if you want to train fish, you must have in mind that you must build a house for them that can hold water. So we have different type of fish pond. We have earthen pond, we have concrete or block pond, we have tarpaulin pond, we have plastic tank pond, we have pond that are made up of fiberglass, we have aquarium, and we still have so many others, but these ones are the basic ones, and I will be explaining them so that if you want to venture into the business, you will now look at them closely and know the one that suits you. Then you can now consider using them. You get? So once again, if you have not subscribed to our channel, as you're watching this video, try to click on the subscription button, and we encourage you to always drop your like and comment. It's a way of encouraging us to do more. So earthen pond, these are ponds that are constructed in areas that can do what? Hold water, areas that are rich in clay. Though because of the innovative era that we are, like people that live in desert, in deserts they have sandy soil, and not just sandy soil, the kind of soil that they have there does not have the potential to hold water. So there is a way that they normally use to improvise to create this earthen pond. Like even I myself, there are some ponds that are constructed in areas that cannot hold water, and what we did was that we submerged tarpaulin. We dug the actual depth that we want, and we now submerge tarpaulin inside. So why I'm saying so is that there are possibilities, but nevertheless, the earthen pond I'm talking about now are the ones that can be constructed in areas where the land can hold water. And before you do the construction, there are so many things that you need to consider. I don't encourage you to venture into some of these things without having an expert around you. One, you need to do site clearing. Then after site clearing, you need to run a test to ensure that land can actually hold water. Very important, because there are a lot of persons who have dug earthen pond after digging they find out that it could not do what hold water, and it's advisable to construct it close to a water body and closely monitor the area to be sure that the area where you are siting your earthen pond is not prone to flood, because flood have actually dealt with a lot of persons. So you need to look at the topography of the land, you need to study the flow of water, you need to put a lot of things in consideration. Then this earthen pond, get in mind that if you are making use of earthen pond, you must screen it. When I mean screen, you must get net that you use to cover the pond, because after constructing your pond, if you don't cover it with net, both birds, snake, alligator will be entering into the pond to do what? To pick your fish. Now, what are the advantage of earthen pond that cause people to have interest in it? One of the major advantage of earthen pond is that when it is well constructed, if you don't overstock the pond, you might not be changing water. And if your earthen pond is constructed in a place that is close to a stream or a river, you can equally connect water flow by gravity, and water will now be flowing from the water source to the pond. You might have chains of them and the water will just be flowing. By so doing, it will be helping to get rid of ammonia in the pond. Do you get? So you can see that, and what's good thing about earthen pond is that fish tend to grow much faster there, and it's very very good for tilapia. Not just tilapia alone, it's very very good for what we call polyculture. Polyculture is a system where you create different species of fish. You know how to call them cost. For example, now because of tilapia, catfish, and then there's another fish we call heterotis. Actually, I think the next topic we're going to be looking at after this is what to have in chapter 3 is water quality. But when we are going to be talking about the species of fish that can be cultured, we will touch more on this ones I'm mentioning now. Now, tilapia and heterotis, they have the ability to produce fish to produce fish on their own. Like, they produce fish very very well. Do you get me clearly? That because of the way in which they produce fish very very well, you can introduce them first in your earthen pond, then later introduce catfish there. Then those catfish now will be feeding on the offspring of the tilapia or the heterotis, thereby cutting down your feeding cost for you. But I do tell people that don't depend on that system. Okay, even if you are practicing polyculture, there is need for you to ensure that you also feed your fish in the earthen pond. If it is twice a day or once in a day, very good. You get? So, and fish in the earthen pond, they have access to phytoplanktons, zooplankton, and other organisms in the water. So they have a lot of advantage. You understand? So if you know that the area suits you, you can practice it. Then very much important, there are so many things you still need to know about this earthen pond. Try to get material so that you learn more. Now, after harvesting your fish from the earthen pond, before you restock, there's need for you to do what? Lime the pond. So liming of the pond helps you to get rid of not just the disease and pathogen, not just to increase the alkaline level of the pond. You also help to eliminate any form of life that is in that pond, because if there is any fish that is hiding, when you restock again, that fish can become a threat. Catfish are cannibals in nature, and it will now devour the fish. For example, now you now introduce 5,000 and you have 5 fish that are hiding there. Before you know, they can reduce the population of that fish to 2,000, and you will not be happy with what you are seeing. You'll be thinking that it's your worker that is stealing your fish, not knowing that it's those terrible fish that are hiding. So let's move to the next one. Please, if you have questions, you will drop it in the comment section. Then for our students, after each of these courses that we are doing, we have exams to assess your performance and to be sure you are getting what we are teaching. So please, as you are watching, be taking your notes and also get ready for the exams too. So let's move to the next one, which is concrete or block pond. Now, the reason why I say concrete or block is that concrete, you can either construct the pond by casting or you can use block. All these 6 inches block. Well, Some people can even use hollow block and still fill it with concrete. So I just want to touch the difference between the two. Now, concrete pond and earthen pond are mainly constructed in lands that are owned by the investor. You cannot easily come and construct concrete pond or earthen pond in a land that is not your own. You understand? Except you are doing it on agreement. But the reason why you need to put some things in consideration is in case tomorrow there is need for you to relocate, you may not be able to carry your concrete pond or your block pond or your earthen pond from that place to another location. Are you getting what I'm saying? Now, for concrete pond, the standard height, for those who are confused, I normally encourage people to maintain height of 4 feet. Then do not fail to put your overflow as the 3 feet. The purpose of overflow is that there are a lot of fish. Even I myself, when I started business, I've encountered that when you don't put overflow, you will see that maybe if you are depending on NEPA lights to pump water, there you mistakenly fail to off your sumo. Maybe you're pumping water and NEPA just took the light and you didn't off your sumo. You may not be the one, but your worker might be the one, and there is no overflow. So that when they bring that light maybe at night, that sumo will pick up and it will be working, and the water can get into the bridge. If your pond are not well fortified, it can collapse. Okay. Secondly, there is tendency of fish overflowing, and before you know, you will lose all your fish. So both in the hatchery, in all system, even in the earthen pond, in all the whole pond system, there is need for you to ensure that before you stock your fish, let them be provision of what? Overflow. Let them be provision of what? Overflow. Do you understand? And that overflow must be screened so that the water is going out, fish will not follow it. So for concrete pond, after constructing the concrete or the block, because of the cement that is used, the environment will be toxic for life. So what we normally do is we treat the pond. And how do you treat the pond? You fill the pond with water first to test the retaining ability of the pond. The same thing goes to all the system. You fill it with water to be sure that there's no leakage, there's no seepage if it is earthen pond. Then you can now put animal dung in the pond, in the concrete or block pond, and leave it for 14 days. The purpose, you are doing that to help to neutralize the high alkalinity in the environment. Now you are going to leave that for 14 days, and when you will be sure that it's okay, it's when you start seeing formation of life at the surface. You start seeing mosquito, you now start seeing red worm at the surface. So after 14 days, you discharge that water. When you discharge the water, you wash your pond. After washing your pond, you can now introduce another water and also leave it for 3 days to be sure that life is forming there very well. Then I will advise you at that point, it's good for you to test your water. If you have water kits, if you don't have, get a professional that is good in testing water to help you check the water source and also the water in your pond to be sure that the pH is within the range. If you don't have the kit, we'll sell the kit, we can send it across to you. And if you want to do it by yourself, we can equally guide you to get that done. So now, for the concrete pond, one of the advantages that concrete have over the earthen pond is that you can easily carry out what we call sorting in the concrete pond. Sorting is the ability of you to separate the big fish from the small one. I mean, according to their sizes, because of the cannibalistic nature of the fish. Then in the earthen pond, please, while stocking fish in the earthen pond, do not stop fingering in the earthen pond. Do not stop juvenile earthen pond. Store fish that are jumbo or that are above jumbo size in earthen pond, because those ones, the level of cannibalism will not be very, very high. But in concrete pond, you can stock fingering, you can stock juvenile, because here you can always discharge the water by gravity and now remove the big one. After removing the big one, you will now do what? Separate them. Then note, why get prepared, why practicing fish farming, why buying pond, do not get just one. Try your best to buy two, even it's one big and one small one, so that as you are training the fish, you will be removing the big one because of cannibalism. Is that clear? So concrete ponds are mostly constructed in areas, in land that are owned by the investor. very very important. Like as I said, I am, and that is the reason why what I want to say now. You need to, for those that have not watched the format, I have some clients that when I visited them, I discovered that they have abandoned concrete pond. What happened? Because of there is nowhere to channel wastewater, you get, they will now have to stop that work even in their own land. So that's why I said if you have passion for this business, try your possible best to get land that are very close to areas that can discharge water. So I'm encouraging you, don't just watch this video, try to register for training, okay? In case you have not registered, this video you are watching is actually designed for our students. But after watching, there will be a kind of interaction. So there are more to what we are saying, okay? Why interacting, especially for those who want to set up, will now guide them. So if your plan is to, since you have the mindset to venture into fish farming, even the discharge water, you can turn this to, you can use that water as irrigation because of the debris and the waste food and the drops, the shit, the drop, the waste of the fish. While they mix with the water, it can serve as manure. So you can channel it to a farmland, and use it to water your garden or your farm. So this is a kind of that is what we call a kind of integration system. So let's look at tarpaulin pond. Tarpaulin pond is almost the same thing with concrete pond. Now there are special tarpaulin. It is not every tarpaulin that is used for fish farming business. Like always, we also supply quality and durable tarpaulin that can serve. So this tarpaulin can either be framed with galvanized metal or be framed with wood. So it's depending on the choice of the investor. If the investor wants to use galvanized pipe, you get a welder, he give you an estimate, he give you the design, and you can now go ahead and do it. If you want to use wood, then get a good wood, good hard wood. So for the treatment of the tarpaulin, all you just need to do is to wash it. You can use money fresh and water and salt. You wash it. You are washing off a kind of, when you get it, you perceive the chemical smell. So you are just trying to wash off the residue that comes with it. Okay, then I'll encourage that you fill it with water. You fill it with water to ensure that there is no leakage, because at the cost of the construction of the tarpaulin, it may not be properly sealed. So those ones that are not properly sealed, it's not really a big problem. We have encountered that a lot. So all you need to do is to hey God, wait, go at the do class. So all you need to do, please sorry for the obstruction. All you need to do is to, get flash band and gum, and you can seal that place. If you don't know how to do it, you can get professionals and they can get it done for you. Exactly. So the advantage of tarpaulin pond is that tarpaulin pond are mobile. Why I say they are mobile is you can use them anywhere provided there is water source. So whenever you want to relocate, you just dismantle it and you move it. That's one of the major advantage. And tarpaulin pond is so nice. Some people normally say that you can repair it. You can just like the concrete pond. If there is leakage, you can call a bricklayer, they will crack and know what to do. For earthen pond, if the dike is falling apart, it can also be amended. So the same thing goes with tarpaulin pond. It can be fixed. It can be fixed. So why we are explaining this thing is for you to know the one that suits you, so that you will not be saying that I want to practice fish farming. I don't have a space, I don't have this, I don't have that. So if it is not your mainland, you can use tarpaulin pond. can use tarpaulin pond. It must not be very big, then it can be very big. All depends on your capacity. Then let's look at plastic pond. Plastic pond is the use of, GP tank. So there are ponds that are constructed with rubber. So those ones too, they are also very very good to be used. It's just that they may not be easily they are mobile, but their mobility is limited. Unlike the tarpaulin that you can easily fold. Some of this plastic pond now, if you want to move them from one place to another, you may need to get a very big truck. So, but if it's your permanent residence, you can get them and put. So for a very good time, we have actually been using tarpaulin pond. For example, now if somebody wants us to send tarpaulin pond to him in a very far state, okay, it's very very easy for us to do what to transport it, unlike this plastic pond. But this one, it can be done. You get? So fiberglass are pond that are made up of fiber. So for the plastic pond and fiberglass pond, they are almost the same thing. Okay, this one is made up of fiber. They have their inlet, they have their outlet. So 1, 2, 3 for the treatment of tarpaulin plastic fiber before you make use of it. All you just need to do, you use, if it is new one, use money fresh and wash them. Wash them, use water and salt and wash. Okay, so I believe I've been able to touch the major types of pond. So if there are any that is missing here, maybe something that is still coming up. Okay, so if you're a beginner, carefully look at what I've explained and try to find out the one that is that is okay for you. Then you can now make use of it. So my encouragement for you is that if you haven't gotten this training manual, please make your payment and we will send them across to you. You can have access to the ebook, not necessarily this hard copy. Once you make your payment, you send you the ebook. And because this hard copy now, the cost of billing and your location is a bit distant. And we're using this opportunity to welcome those who would like to partner with our team to train youth, to empower people, to ensure that they have their freedom through this business. So Fish Calling remain your favorable channel. Keep following this service. In our next topic, we're going to be doing the FSH 003, and what we'll be looking at is very very interesting. We'll be looking at water quantity and quality management. So see you in our next class. Thank you.
Fish calling is well. No nation. No farmers. No farmers. Okay, good day, my esteemed guests. So, welcome to Agro Allied Skills. So, animal production scheme. So, basically, what we'll be looking at today is that we're looking at hatchery, animal feed production, and how to turn those fishery into like finished product, like smoked fish. So one of the things that was actually like the highlight of the skills that we learned was actually the fish hatching. Like for example, now right here you can actually see that our hatched fish, the ones that we just recently.
We're building the future with our own hands. Underwater, new life will grow. Catfish breed and watch your passion flow. Fish college, catch your dreams. Success is closer than it seems. Learn the skills, take the lead. Feed the nation, meet the need. Fish college, yes we can. Empower farmers across the land. Knowledge is power, and we give you more. Aquaculture tools right at your door. From training to farming, we light your way. Agricultural success starts today. Don't give up, don't let go. Plant the seed and let it grow. Together we change the story. Farming life, a path to glory. Fish College, catch your dreams. Success is closer than it seems. Learn the skills, take the lead. Feed the nation, meet the need. Fish College, yes we can. Empower farmers across the land. Don't give up, don't let go. Plant the seed and let it grow. Together we change the story. Farming life, a path to glory.